Hi FlossTube Stitchers. How in the world is it June 1st already? The month of May was just a blur for me, and honestly, there are still snowmen up in certain areas of my house where there should be spring and summer. So while I was getting my bee things ready to change out, I came across this that I have never shown you as a vintage stitch. I did not stitch this. I don't remember who did, but I'm gonna guess that it was Sue from Seekus and Company because this is one of her designs, watercolor beehives. It was book number 27 for her, chart number 27, and 27 is my birthday, so I love that that turned out to match. And I don't think the original pattern had the honeybee buttons, so it actually may have been a gift from a friend in one of my stitch groups where we did exchange birthday and Christmas gifts. And the front cover of hers, I believe, is framed, although I don't have the chart because I didn't stitch it, but I believe the models were framed for that series. And this also has buttons in the corner, but I know that we had a customer who had done some matching tuck pillows for the watercolor and other of Seekus series. So it could have been a gift from her. I'm so sorry that I don't remember. And Sue moved away years ago, and I haven't been in touch with some of those Stitch Group people for a while now, and I just don't remember. If I could remember, I would want to ask them how they did this. The button is sewn through the pillow part and the fabric, but not sewn through the back side. I don't know how they managed to do that. So that's a mystery, that's magic. But this was done with the overdyed watercolors from Karen Collection on 10 count. I don't remember the exact name of the color, but it was a 10 count Heatherfield. Woodland green, maybe. I don't remember that. That series has been gone for so long, and I miss it. The Heatherfields were so nice. They came in 3 different counts, 10, 16, and 26. And then at one point, the company changed mills, and the fabric got real thin, and it didn't, I don't know, it wasn't the same. It was cheaper, which is probably why they changed mills, and it kind of was never the same again, and then eventually it was discontinued. But anyway, I do love this pillow. I wish I could remember more details about who stitched it, but anyway, I will enjoy having that out at least until fall. And then the other vintage stitch that I came across recently when I was going through my jewelry collection is this little honey pot button and bead kit from Mill Hill. I believe I stitched this for myself. I remember the fabric backing, and I did do a bunch of these for myself as well as for gifts. When I look it up now, the Honey Pot Mill Hill is a completely different chart. So this is so old that it's you can no longer find it doing a Google search or a Google image search with the picture, and it doesn't show up on the website anymore. But I should be wearing that as well and enjoying it. All right, so those were 2 vintage stitches for you. Then my current whip, I just started it 2 days ago, and it's A-Round Bees from JBW Designs, and she shows it over to, let's see, over 2 on 36 antique white linen, and then over 1 on 25 antique white Lugana. And I think, which is which? I think this might be the 25, because usually Judy shows it a couple different ways. So I had been thinking about this ever since the chart came out, and I wasn't ready to stitch it yet, but I was kind of going through my fabric to see what I might want to use as a backing for it. And I went the usual route of, you know, white, antique white, flax, raw, a darker beige, maybe stitching with gold thread on black, and I just couldn't decide. And I thought, you know what, you just need to find a piece of fabric that's the right size already and just pick something. Well, what I actually did was pick the thread first. I decided to use Sulky, and this is one of their blendables. Let's see, where is the color number? 4002. And can you see all the different shades of gold in there? And then I found a little stack of 8x8 32 count antique white Belfast that had been pre-cut for another project, and I could spare one of them. So that's what I decided to do. And just to show you, I think I might want to put it on a decor item. And I had purchased this not too long ago at Marshall's for $5, or maybe it was on sale, I don't know, but it says $4.99 on the back. I think this is going to come out too big for it. Perhaps if I had done it on 36 or 40, it would have fit, but I'm sure I have another bead design that will work on this. So this is what I got done in 2 evenings. And there are a lot of little isolated stitches that were actually done in a different color. I think you can kind of tell here that a lot of those little stitches are in a lighter color. And Judy had originally used Queen Bee from Classic Colorworks for the majority of the design, and then a solid color DMC 3823 for the single stitches. And since I'm doing Sulky, I didn't want to do the whole thing in the blendables because I was afraid it would look messy. So what I'm going to do is stitch all of the main area in the blendable, and then pick a light to medium shade of gold DMC and stitch all of the isolated stitches with one strand so that it looks a little more subtle. And I think that'll work. It'll give it a little bit of texture, but I'm going to wait till I'm done to pick that color. So that is my current whip. Then I had a finish, but actually I'm going to show you the fully finished first because I think I already showed it to you partially stitched last time. So this is from Heart and Hand Needle Arts Imprints, is it flag? Eagle and Flag. And this is the eagle, and I had shown you this last time. It was a tuck away from Old Colonial for a kit from 2000 for Heart and Hand Needle Art. And for some reason, I didn't have the kit with the pillow. I don't even know if I have the kit. I don't know where the pillow came from. And I picked a neutral color that kind of went with the stars. And I might have, I think I chose different, I think I picked the colors to go with the pillow. So right now I don't remember which blue and red I used, but it doesn't matter because if you already have the finishing item, then you just match it to whatever you're gonna do it on. And I think the white shows up pretty well. I'm happy with it. And I'm also happy with how even the pillow is. Sometimes they're really bowed, and when you have something that has a border, it doesn't look as good, but I think it looks pretty good. I think I've told you before that I usually lightly press down with my iron on all the edges first, just to make sure they're as straight as can be. And then I have one layer of like a thermolam or warm and natural underneath it so that it fits more snugly. I thought about doing some gold stars across the bottom, but you know, for some reason, I didn't have the right size, but the gold charms kind of stood out too much. And I thought buttons in the corner would be a little too busy. So I think I'm satisfied with it the way it is, and it'll be with other small patriotic decor, and it'll be you know, busy anyway, so I think the busyness of the fabric is enough. So I'm calling it done. And then I decided to go ahead and stitch the other one from the same book. And I chose hand-dyed Joblin 28 count sandcastle because I had some scraps of it and it's no longer being made, or last time I looked, they didn't have any of the hand-dyed Joblin on the website anymore. But I had some scraps that were just the right size. So I think it took me an evening and a half to do the eagle, and then it took an evening and a half for the flag. And this, I wanted to do a little more muted colors because I thought it looked better with the fabric. And so I used Classic Colorworks old blue jeans and a darker dye lot of Tennessee red clay. And I love the way it turned out on this fabric. It's not as bright, it's a little more prim, I guess. And I had a couple ideas for what I was going to finish this on, and this ends up being too small. So I thought about stitching something on the back, maybe a couple of the stars, or maybe stitch the word flag instead of leaving it as an open area on another piece of fabric, and then sewing the two pieces of fabric together, stuffing them and fringing it, because look how nice this fabric looks fringed. So I think I might do that, and it won't require a sewing machine. I'll just do it by hand. So we'll see. Maybe I'll have a finish next week to show you of that one. Okay, so that is all my stitching. Yes, I only had those 3 things this week. And then I have to show you some stitchy kindness that I got yesterday from my customer, Tanya W. And she gave it to me saying how thankful she was for all the help I give her when she needs fabric. And whenever somebody says that to me, I'm like, it's my job. I'm happy to do it. Like, it's that kind of service should be expected, but she was just so sweet. And she gave me this little handmade needle minder. So it's a little frog on a lily pad. I love the presentation. And she's got the second magnet on a button. And I'm going to see, I didn't take it home yet because I didn't want to forget to show it. So I left it here overnight. I would love for me to find a way to store it on the lily pad. So I don't know if the whole thing will stick to my metal lamp post of my stitching lamp or not. But anyway, I just thought the presentation was so cute. And the needle just fits right across the front of the frog. So anyway, thank you, Tanya. That was so sweet. So that was my little stitchy kindness. And then we got in the May Atomic Ranch Fabric of the Month, like just in the nick of time before the end of the month. And I had told the ladies on my automatic in an email that when I first opened up the package, of course it was in a big plastic bag and I was just kind of looking through the opening before I took it all out. And I thought that the color looked a little more gray than beige. And so when I saw the word latte, I was thinking of iced latte, and I had had one that morning for breakfast. And I thought, well, that was kind of beige and this is kind of gray. But the different counts look slightly different. The color also looks different in different light. So under the daylight bulbs over the stitching area is a little bit different than in the front window by the framing counter. So this is what I have left: 16 and 20 count Aida, 32 count Lugana, and 36 linen. And so that's what I have lined up here. And hopefully you will be able to see a little bit of difference in the dye lot. So that the 20 count Aida and the 36 Lugana look a little more gray. The 16 and the 32 Lugana looks a little more like a cool antique white. but it's a really nice neutral to add to your stash. And that's what I have left from this month. Alrighty. Then we shall go on to new charts that I got this week. Some of these are Easter because there was a few weeks where I didn't order charts. I didn't have enough to make it worthwhile, but I still wanted to get the Easter ones because they were cute and you can always start stitching for next year. So this is what I have here. Yes, that's next on my list. Okay. So I have, what happened to the, oops, I'm missing one. Okay, sorry about that. June must have slipped off the pile without me seeing it. I'll find it later tonight. So we have the June and July monthly village from Country Cottage. These are 7. That's the June. And that's the July. Then from Cuore y Batacuore. No matter how many times I practice, I always screw up part of that company name. This is Easter collection, and it looks cute as one big picture, but they would also be really sweet little ornaments or individual pictures. So I liked that. And then this is Easter Knocks at the Door. I thought that was really pretty. And this is, I thought it was something to do with monthly, but it translates to a cat for a friend. So this is your cat friend, but it does show the 12 months and they're just so hilarious. I think my favorite, maybe because summer is coming, my favorite is the one on the beach towel. Oh my goodness, so cute. All right. And then Violet Farm from their popular farm series for all the different flowers and seasons. All right, then from Darling and Whimsy, we have Quirky Quaker Lunar Moth. And then their slightly bigger series is Wild Whimsy Bumblebee. You know I have to do this. Now, this is on the Berkshire Hive. Oh, interesting. This says Berkshire Hive from Charles Craft. I didn't know Charles Craft made one. No wonder it looks a little bit different, unless there was a mistake on the chart. I didn't investigate this. Yeah, that's interesting because I have the Fabric Flare Berkshire Hive, and unfortunately it's green. So I don't know if I'd love to use it. I would really love to use it. It's just not the right color. This is definitely beige. And I've always been afraid to reorder it because I don't want it to come in green again, and then I'd have 2 yards that I couldn't sell. Alrighty, then From the Heart has a series of birthstone Quakers, and I hope I'm getting this right because I don't really know all the birthstones, but I'm pretty sure that Enchanting Emerald is May. And then Precious Pearl is the one for June. Not all of the months are done yet, but if you're interested in stitching any of the birthstone Quakers from Wendy, no matter if it's for you or somebody else in your family, in the comments, you can put the month that you might be interested in. We can always discuss it later, whoever wins. And if it's one that doesn't come out yet, then I'll hold it and keep you informed, for when it comes out. So you can take a look at her website, or you can look at Hoffman Distributing to see which ones are currently available. But just say your birth month or any month, and whoever wins, we'll just discuss it later which one you want to do. Okay. Little House Needleworks has Midnight in the Garden. And oops, I'm not showing you the price, $9.50. This is the June House from Loohoo Stitches for $10. Then from Madame Chantilly, Strawberry Forest is $11.75. It has a pink stand, which you don't notice right away. I probably would either do it on a different color fabric or do a different color stand because it kind of looks like the strawberries are floating. All right, and this is Summer Carillon, which means bell or something. So maybe it's a bell shape, or I'm not sure why that series is called that, but maybe somebody can inform me. This is $14.50. Let me show that a little closer. And Sweet Honey is $14. Her mice are so cute. They're so delicate. All right, then Shepherd's Year, we have August and September. From Puntini Puntini, her Sea Animals Trio. And that is on hand-dyed fabric from Manny Dodonna called The Beach. Scattered Seed Samplers has Sweet Reward Pin Keep. And a lot of these are from a series. I don't know if, yeah, this is from the Birds and Berries Pin Keep series. So it was probably out through another shop or through her directly as a subscription. Stitches by Ethel has Seaside Flamingos. Haven't shown her yet, but I'm pretty sure my framer will want this. And then the last are from collection Tra La La. And this is, it translates to either spring square or spring box. So I'm not sure, maybe it's the shape of it, or I'm not sure. But anyway, it's very cute. I love her bunnies and flowers. And this is in my meadow for spring and summer. And this is Spring Day or A Day in Spring. All right, so those are the new charts. And I told you how to enter this week's. Okay, then the winner of Sweet Strawberries from last week's giveaway is our good friend and customer Phyllis Wakefield. And I want to read what she said. I always try to keep fresh strawberries on hand as they are a favorite fruit of our 15 grandkids. This makes me wonder why I've never done any strawberry stitching, LOL. So now she will be able to do some strawberry stitching, and we'll have to discuss good fabric choices the next time she comes in. And yeah, so she'll get sweet strawberries. And let's see, I got through everything on my list. At the end of this video is going to be a couple minutes of our field walk on Memorial Day with our dogs, Oliver and Sophie. I didn't talk during any of the video. I tried really hard to capture all the sounds that we really did hear on our walk. So there's little snippets, and it's a couple minutes long, and it was very fun. You'll see all the things they get into out on the walk. And I hope you enjoy that, or you can just stop right here if you don't want to watch any further. Okay, I guess I just need to thank you for watching and for coming along on this ride with me, and I will see you next week. Bye-bye.